can't stack. Shut your goddamn.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yo, we back.
No
Renegade
doubt.
Culture.
We in the building. Renegade Culture is in the building.
And like we said on the intro, you know, we got Professor Griff up in the house.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The original Professor Griff.
There's two of them or three of them?
No, there's two.
There's two?
There's two. Yeah.
Who's the other?
Comedian, Griff.
Comedian.
Oh, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Is that like Eddie Griffin
cool,
or?
brother. No, he's a cool brother.
Yeah, he
Oh,
throw
he
dark
was?
centers. He don't give a shit. He
I
just
don't
like,
know who he was.
you don't know who he is? That's
No,
cool.
it's the only Griff I know.
You live in Atlanta, don't make a run up for
Really
you.
cool guy.
From Brooklyn.
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Yeah, he held the name Griff down. Griff 2K, he used to call himself, remember?
A word? No,
Yeah,
not at all.
yeah,
You're the
come
only
on.
Griff that I ever knew. And let me just
I
say,
hate
let me
you,
start
man.
off. It's an honor, brother.
Oh, give thanks.
It's an honor. You know what I'm saying?
What's
Cat right here.
Public Enemy, PE.
Okay.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Back in the day,
Yes.
that
Yeah.
totally politicized.
Now
you
as
know what I'm
well.
saying?
Did he
Griff is
give
still
you,
out of
did he
control.
give you the good news?
What's the good news?
Tell him that. What's
Yes.
the news, man?
What you know?
Public Enemy is now going to be getting a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award.
Whoa!
Blow, 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 blow.
The Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award.
No
Public
doubt.
Enemy. Yeah, some beautiful.
That is the hotness. Okay.
Right, but the ill shit about it is they never got a Grammy.
I'm not shocked. I mean,
You know what I'm
what do you
saying?
expect from the Grammys? You expect the Grammys to honor our heroes?
Well,
What's
Chuck
wrong
told
with
me,
you?
told me a long time
You
ago.
slipping?
Give
You
a damn
slipping?
about a goddamn
You
Grammy.
slipping, ain't you?
Right?
You slipping. Look
Nah,
at you.
I'm never slipping.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I said you slipping.
huh?
okay.
Kaz, what's that? Yeah, fuck you and Kaz. Listen, anyway, what I was saying though, this cat right here, they also in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Well, I know that already. You think I don't know?
No, I'm saying
Come on,
that shit is dope.
That's what the
Because
audience
the
you
fact
telling that for.
Yeah, I'm telling
Okay,
the audience.
all right.
Everybody's
Tell
not
the audience
privy.
that.
You know what
Oh,
I'm saying? Anyway, this cat right here checking me on my
All right.
shit. But anyway, yeah, so we got Griff in the building today. You know what I mean?
How you doing, brother?
I'm maintaining, man.
You good?
I'm
You good?
maintaining. I'm healthy, 59-year-old, healthy,
Okay.
disease-free, cracker-free. Yeah, I'm straight.
These free and cracker free.
All right, true that. True.
Pretty good.
It's
It's
the
ready
way
to
to
be
be.
cracker free out this motherfucker. I saw one cat today. I was watching the video earlier. Dude said that he did more work than the entire conscious community by itself. Now, I'm not gonna name no names. She called herself King Kong Consciousness. But I was just confused. Since sucking on Twizzlers and shit. You guys see this video. I don't know if you saw that shit. But anyway, I ain't gonna run Griff under the gun early today.
When I say, let me qualify and quantify that statement, cracker-free. You know how some people be cracking the whip, and this is the not the terminology that we derive from why they even call white people crackers.
No doubt.
The whole idea of having that mindset where I gotta squeeze 40 hours in, or I gotta squeeze a certain mindset in to work the 40 hours, or I gotta squeeze a certain mindset in to want to watch the Super Bowl, to do this, that, and the other. I'm just free of that mindset, man. I'm just
So it's not exactly the cracker, or it is still the cracker. The white man's still the devil, right?
it's of course.
Okay, I had to make sure. Fuck it up. You know what I'm saying?
Always was and
I had to make
always
sure,
will
you know what I'm
be.
saying? Told me Grammy like
You understand
Lifetime
what I'm
Achievement
saying?
Award. I'm like, fuck bullshit.
I don't think he's gonna clean it up for the Grammys.
Nah, he
I
gonna
don't
clean-
feel like that's
Griff
good
ain't gonna clean
style
that
right
shit
there.
up.
You know what I'm
Griff don't give a
saying?
fuck. But anyway,
I didn't clean it up for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
hell no.
But my thing is it is what it is. My work is my work.
No doubt.
What I contributed to the total sum of what Public Enemy was and is. You can't overlook my work. I'm sorry.
Can we talk about that history? Can we get into that, or is it like things that you don't like to talk about? I'll bring shit up, and you tell me like, nah, we don't talk about that.
I mean, he could talk about it, but he got a few minutes, so we don't.
No, but I mean,
people want to hear about PE, B.
Yeah.
But
But
try
my
to
thing
interrupt
is-
my flow, B.
Conversations
Okay.
and subjects I don't want to talk about. I just don't talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
I like your approach though,
I-
because it's
I
real.
appreciate it. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I think it's like something interesting.
Normally,
Like this dude sliding me notes on the table, man. Can we talk
Can
about
we talk about?
Oh, I know.
Kim
I know.
Kardashian with the afro?
Oh God, yeah, what?
I mean, man just showed me that shit today. I mean, my man, the ear doctor. I don't know if you saw that shit.
No,
Yeah,
man.
wasn't me. Anyway, what Shaggy say wasn't me. But also with the Public Enemy thing, I want to point out too, because a lot of folks don't know that you actually road manager for Queen Latifah. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
a lot of
okay.
folks
Yeah, I know
aren't
that.
familiar
Yeah,
with that.
people don't know
particular
that,
I
point.
managed a couple of situations for when, a lot of times I say we're going to call in the muscle. Well, how about this muscle? How about somebody that, can articulate your needs and what you want to a promoter or to.
Who ain't scared to say it or tell them what?
Exactly. And then you're going to stand on it. Be like, come on, man.
Yeah, and having a few black belts help too.
I mean, I'm here, little short guy talking polite and talking business.
Right.
But now, if I don't get what I need, then you're going to see
The other
somebody
good
else.
gonna come out.
You don't want to see them other.
Right.
So you just don't want to see them other dudes like that, for real.
So when we go back and talk about some of the PE days, I wanted to start with, and I know we don't have a lot of time because you got to go soon, but I mean, let's start with the breakup part and then the getting back together. Because Because you always, I mean, you were strong with your stance. Everybody was strong, obviously, but you were strong and you stuck to like your stances and stuff like that. When you left the group, did you feel like the group should have stuck behind you more? Did you feel like they did? Like, because the public, from the public view was like, there was a split. What happened kind of thing.
Right. So even in your question, though, it's a contradictory statement. You say we broke up and then you said I left the group. Like,
yeah, because I left it open.
Right.
Because I left it
That's
open.
a beautiful
That's what
thing.
I meant to do.
And I like that because it wasn't a breakup.
Yeah.
You understand? So I was kicked out of the group.
Okay.
So I didn't even leave the group.
Yeah.
I was kicked out. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the reality of it. And all of the things that surrounded me being kicked out was, primarily some BS because it was the things that we had been talking about.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of move that was. But hopefully I'm scripting this Professor Griff story.
Okay.
And hopefully all of that will come out. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's the plans for that? How long?
Right now, we're looking at some people that's going to put up the funds to make it happen. Some people that are not afraid.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? A couple of cats that came to the table, they's basically like, I'm going to put the money up, but don't mention my name, please.
I just want my residuals
I don't
in the
even know
back
how I
end.
want to deal with them.
Yeah.
I pushed it back. I'm like, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm not trying to mention your name, but I don't know what kind of money that is.
Yeah.
And I don't operate that way.
Word.
Yeah.
So with that, you know what I mean? We know that eventually you end up getting back with the group. And I mean, things right now, I mean, y'all been together for like what, since like 80 what? Because it wasn't Public Enemy when it started, is that right? Did y'all have another name, or how did that come about?
Now the people that you see there in Public Enemy, that was Public Enemy. But prior to that, we had Spectrum City, which me and Chuck was a part of course, Hank and Keith Shockley, the Bomb Squad. And then by the time it morphed into Public Enemy, I brought the S1Ws in, and Chuck was the one that got the deal, brought Flavor Flav in, and then the other live entity was me and Terminator X along with the S1Ws.
Did y'all feel like that energy was going to take off?
No.
Were y'all like, was it just like you thought
No,
it was
the whole
underground
thing was,
stuff?
we're going to do this for 2 years, and more than likely we'll be dead or in jail. So.
Yeah. Were you shocked at because it was CBS Records, right? CBS Records signed you guys.
It was Def Jam. They had different distributing situations.
Okay. So that wasn't shocking, like when they were the ones who signed you and stuff like that. But y'all didn't expect it to take off the way it did.
No, because they didn't. They signed Chuck and Flavor.
Yeah.
Okay. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So they didn't know what else was coming. But there was a couple of records made prior to Public Enemy that was like, yeah, okay. Then there was a couple of records made after. It was like, yeah, all right. But nothing was like that energy, that Public Enemy energy. Because it's the spirit of it. Yeah.
Word. So, and then y'all took that shit internationally, and now it's a household name. When you talk about revolutionary hip hop, you know what I mean? Y'all pretty much birthed a lot of these other artists. You know what I mean? And encouraged and inspired folks like X-Clan and Dead Prez and Lakim Shabazz and so many other folks who came along after.
No, Lakim Shabazz came before us.
So Lakim predated you all.
Exactly.
Okay.
He was doing the damn thing.
Get your facts straight, bro.
Real, man.
Hey, but that's hip hop history.
Yeah,
right.
This motherfucker even know who Lakim Shabazz is.
Everybody knew who Lakim Shabazz is. Come on now.
He claiming different shit.
And
Now he claiming Jersey.
the first Brother D, who made the first political hip hop record, was part of an organization I was part of. I'm trying to remember the name of the song, but it was a cool jam. We gotta play that on a break.
We'll
or
know
something
shit
like
about that. Anyway, listen.
I don't know who Brother D is, man.
You know fucking
Fake
Brother
ass
D.
hip-hop, dude.
Anyway, Brother D. Fuck that. He was making that shit. My man, Brother D.
This dude from Brooklyn, Alabama.
Exactly.
Don't look at his teeth, man. I don't want you to
my man, Brother.
I want you to hurt your eyes. Don't look at his teeth when he
I'm not
smiles,
messing
man.
with
You know
you,
what I'm saying?
No,
This dude.
they match his glasses.
I know, shiny.
Anyway, listen. This is my man. That's fucked up. Anyway, listen, man. It's a lot of things going on right now. We know that you've been on the lecture circuit for a while. I know that there's a situation going on in the Black community right now, going on with like over 70,000 missing Black women and Black girls. You know what I mean? What role are you playing in preventing that situation? Because we know it's a lot of things you got going on.
The sister in Baltimore that came up with the app, basically to let people know if you find someone missing, this is the app to go to. So it's a central location.
Right.
Kind of instrumental in pushing that. And that's not something I did. It's something someone else did. I just said, okay, that's brilliant. So let's put our energy behind that. And then as you always knew, that I used to have my women's self-defense class a long
doubt,
time ago,
no doubt.
only training women and asking brothers to come help.
It's
You
been
understand
over
what I'm
20
saying?
years, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute. So
Right.
I revamped that, and my class was last night at Yoga Skill Studios, man. Yasir and his daughter Kia, some call her Kaya, but they opened up the doors for me to come
Here in
do
Atlanta,
it, doing their
for-
part.
Mhm.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
just asked the brothers, you know, I talked to Belagoon and a few other people. I said, listen, man, we need to make this thing grow, lend our services to help training the sisters, man, so they can defend themselves.
No doubt, no doubt. That's
My next phase with that is I'm taking the sisters to the gun range, man.
no doubt.
You understand what I'm saying?
Necessary. And shout out to Balagoon, folks like Griff, Balagoon, Steve Muhammad, so many others that's been
Right.
putting in that work, Taji Naji, and so many others that have been putting in work around the city working on this particular campaign. We know Atlanta is one of the main hubs
Exactly.
right now for this whole sex
And
trafficking.
it's our understanding that there's an upcoming lecture and talk that's featuring you and some other dude. I don't know, some other whack dude who's gonna be on there.
Yeah, man. I mean, they kind. I think I
Uh,
had to fly up. Yeah.
So when is that lecture happening?
January 5th.
Where is it happening?
This is live at the Omanala Griot Museum.
Okay.
Professor Griff and myself, for the first time in a long time, we're going to
Yeah.
be rocking this Third Eye Blind 2020.
Cool.
January 5th is going to be my first lecture of the year. I don't know about Griff. Griff's on the road every goddamn
No,
day.
that's gonna be my first lecture.
Okay. And
Yes.
I believe that we're going to light that motherfucker up because of the
Mhm.
fact it's a lot of different topics
Yeah.
that need to be addressed and discussed. We know that right now, Griff has been doing this shit before I stepped in the game. I think when Griff and Public Enemy was out, I was working on police terrorism cases back in the 86, 87 era.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And, you know, to see the evolution and to see that folks like Griff aren't just about, you know, just rapping for the sake of rapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fact that he can get out there and still teaching lectures, so on and so forth. So it's going to be a cold piece because of the fact that we're taking the best of both worlds, hip hop, the movement, and really just pretty much giving a concrete analysis of what's going on
Right.
in the in America, in the world.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We know the whole Trump impeachment shit going on. We know it's a number of different things going on, snitches and all that. So we're gonna get down with all that.
Do you follow that kind of mainstream politics these days? You look.
Yeah. What I do is I do an analytical kind of study.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you look at the news here and you compare it to what people are saying from outside of America,
Exactly.
it starts contrast. It's like, whoa, hold up.
Yeah.
And they're perceiving the news different than the way we. And a lot of times it's different news.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if everyone know that. The news that we get
No doubt,
inside
no doubt.
is not necessarily the news that goes out.
Mhm.
But now you have the internet and people are getting it and they're sharing it. And we have to sit back and say, okay, let me analyze this thing.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? When the impeachment thing is happening, but people don't know the process.
Yeah.
People are confused and people are on these mics on YouTube running their mouth. And it's like, wait a minute, they're not.
Yeah.
Slow down for a second.
Right.
It's cool that you grab the story and you want to be the first one to get it out, but do some research.
People
Right,
think
right.
impeachment. I've heard like somebody thought impeachment meant he was actually removed from office. It's
No,
like,
no.
Like no,
That's-
that's not it.
yeah.
This is only like a grand jury indictment. Look at it.
Exactly. Now you still got to go to trial and some
Exactly.
other stuff.
Yeah.
So people need to understand the process.
And-
I always say there's an educational component to politics,
Yeah.
Right.
and they try to control both sides of the chessboard.
And that's what we're looking to do. I know that you have a podcast as well that you've been rocking for a while, Sirius Mindz.
Serious minds, right?
You know what I mean? Which is another good alternative piece. Renegade Culture, what we do here. You know what I mean? These are platforms and programs where you can actually get the politics information, and you know we'll call you a motherfucker and all that, crack some jokes and all that, and keep it funky, because I think that part of the problem with the community and the hood in particular is that there's a lack of political understanding, lack of political education, where folks can break down what the fuck is really going on.
And speak the language of the people to meet the
Absolutely.
people. And then on top of all of that, you see us in the community.
Yeah.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
We're not just bobbleheads behind the microphone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We actually
We
gonna
got
show up and
programs,
do
we
the
work.
work.
Yeah.
So anybody that want to criticize me on my platform or anybody else's, I say, cool, do that. You got the right to do that, hiding behind your computer and your IP address. But now when it go down, I want to see you out here where I'm at.
No doubt.
Yeah,
No doubt.
yeah.
No
And
doubt.
then have that same energy.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And that's the
But how
part
do you keep that energy? Like, you know, like you've been doing it, like you said, you're 59 years old. there's a lot of our elders, and I'm one of them now. Like elders, kind of hard for me to accept that fact. But you know what I mean?
Fuck, yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh.
how, like like keeping that energy going, staying in the streets. A lot of folks that we know, like they organize for like they think 5 years is a long time these days. You know what I mean?
1 year.
Yeah, 1 year.
Talking about
People they burnt out. People tell me they burnt out at
I was
25.
speaking before Public Enemy, so that
Yeah.
was like
How'd you get politicized?
early. I think I came up under the Black Panther Party.
Mm-hmm.
Came up under the first resurrection of the Nation of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
I came up under them cats that was really organized before cell phones and computers.
Yeah.
So you had to be politicized. You had to do something. I came up at a time where you saw a brother in the street and he called you brother.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I came up at a time where it was, we were still using picks and shit.
Yeah.
Now we got the shit dyed, fried, and combed to the side. We trying to curl it, and we trying to do all other kind of stuff, man.
My son hit me to something the other day. He said, "Yeah, y'all from the 1900s."
The last century.
Yeah, real shit. But that shit right there on the real, when you think about that shit, there's a lot of fuckery that came after the 1900s. Laptops, cell phones, all that shit right there. You know what I mean?
We from the 1900s.
That's like saying
right.
1800s.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
When you talking about,
Yeah.
but that's
Wow.
but you ain't old school if you ain't come from the 1900s.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? Even the
Yeah.
1900s ain't totally old school,
Mhm.
but at least hip hop was still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And matter of fact,
Think about that.
shout out to Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? Papa Wu, R.I.P.
Word,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Rising Power,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
He transitioned this year,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? I mean, this week, you know what I mean? So definitely, shout out to Papa Wu.
Well, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
On that note, when I come back, because we definitely gonna do a longer piece,
Mhm.
we gonna dive into this whole idea of the rappers, MCs checking out of here early, man. Because there's a
Yeah.
whole list of them. If you really stop
Yeah.
for a minute and think about it,
Yeah,
a lot of brothers unchecked out of here,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I was looking at this shit yesterday, and I'm like, damn, you forget all the people that
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
and left.
In their 40s and 50s and all
Yeah,
that.
Younger than that,
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
You got these young boys,
Not even
21
to the point where we could they haven't reached elderhood
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Right, right.
And not just like gunshot shit, but just like health,
Yeah,
health,
right.
eating, like
Right.
diets, and too much of this and too much of
Right.
that kind of living.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jimmy Spicer. You know what I'm saying? Who
Right.
transitioned about a couple months ago.
Couple of
You know
months
what I'm
ago,
saying?
right.
Super rhymes for those who know hip hop. You know what I mean? My
Yeah.
man over here naming rappers that don't exist.
Yo, how we
Shout
gonna
out
make
to
the
Homer B.
song
Jackson.
was how we gonna make the Black Nation rise?
Okay, word.
Organize. That shit was hot
Okay.
back in the day. You
I'm
know
saying that was
that
your
shit.
shit?
No, that was the
We
first
gonna look at the cover
hip
and
hop
shit, there'll be
record
him
on
there with
wax,
the
me,
afro.
Brother D. Shout out to Brother D.
Man said first hip hop record on wax.
It was.
We make the
I
difference.
know. I mean, the first political hip hop record on wax. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
all right.
You know what I'm
I'm gonna be
saying?
quiet.
Straight out of
Yeah,
Brooklyn,
okay.
Alabama.
Yeah.
You back with that line
Wrong.
again? You still with that one?
A-
You still,
anyway-
that's gonna carry you through the rest of the
anyway,
show, B?
Definitely January 5th,
Fake
you're in the
ass
Atlanta
pimp.
area. And also if you're not in Atlanta, we will be live streaming. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a lot of shit we're gonna be rocking with, man.
Okay.
And I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited
You know
too,
what I
brother. I'm glad you came through.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
thanks.
give a fuck
Appreciate
about
that.
him, but you know, I'm glad you came
What's the parting words you want to leave with the people, man?
I just want to let people know, man, when we talk about 2020, of course, we got to correct a whole lot of people's vision. You understand what I'm saying?
Indeed. Yes,
We
sir.
got to dust off, man, that political lens that we're viewing ourselves through.
Mhm, mhm.
They gave us this lens, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Indeed.
We might see ourselves as a great people, but by the time they readjust that lens and then
Mhm.
get the focus right,
Yeah.
we're looking like something else to the rest of the world.
Mhm.
Word, man.
Yeah.
We have to be able to control that. And starting January 6th, I'm doing this online alternative Black studies entire course
Word.
because I'm hearing the arguments that's going on online. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Simple Black history would have taken care of that argument.
Mhm.
That's not even something to argue about.
Yeah.
Dr. Ben, Ivan Van Sertem, and a few other people had that discussion already.
Yeah.
Professor Jeffries is still walking among us. Smalls is still walking among us.
Indeed.
Simmons is now our ancestor. Shashi McIntyre, Francis Cress Wilson
Mhm.
have answered all of that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We came up in the era where you had First World Alliance up in Harlem.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We could check out Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Sister
Right.
Kefra,
African poetry theater in
no
Queens,
doubt.
and
Slave
slave theater in
You know what I'm
Brooklyn.
saying?
Right.
Yeah.
These
No,
are
people
these
now,
are
it's the
institutions.
liberal ideology now
Right.
that's taken over what people think is movement organizing. They're really organizing on the same level as liberals are, and it's like this policy stuff. and it's like so this divide and conquer within our own community.
Right.
You got that, and also motherfuckers doing type buys. They check out some YouTube videos, read that shit, and start talking about some shit they don't know what they talking
Yeah, there's
about.
no deep study.
And right,
Not a lot of it. Yeah.
So let me ask you something before I depart. This idea of conservatism, like somebody that's a conservative. The fuck do they conserve? No, I'm just curious. I'm just,
yeah, I mean, I feel like that they conserve the traditional white Americans being on top in terms of how they view the world.
watching this fake ass puppet show with this impeachment thing, they're trying to make you think that there's a Republican side and a Democratic side when there's somebody controlling both sides.
That's right.
Don't fall for it, y'all.
And the Democratic side actually was the party of the Klan back in the day.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Well, both of them are party of the Klan. One one let you see the sheets, and one had their shit in the cleanest. They didn't get them out in the cleanest.
There's two sides. There's different sides of the same coin. You know what I mean? It's
Quick question. It's a lot of sidetracking of the slave, as we call it. You can answer this question and you don't have to. ADOS. Quick thoughts.
Quick?
Yeah.
Go back. No.
Lay into it. Lay into it a little bit.
Press the pause button. Go back and do your research.
We'll save that
It
for the
is,
next round. You know what I'm saying? You listen to Renegade Culture. We here live with Professor Griff, Public Enemy.
All right.
Here it is.
Number of different things
have
you
to
catch
check
them
them,
going all around the country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of shit going on. But if you're in Atlanta, definitely January 5th, 2020.
So you said you're gonna live stream it? So my people here on Sirius Mindz can see it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Shout out to Sirius Mindz.
All
Also,
right.
check us out, renegadeculture.org for the full interview.
Thank you, brother.
Peace, man.
Hey.
Salute you.
Give thanks. Salute.
All right.
All right, my
Respect,
good
man.
brother. Yes, sir.
Pleasure to meet you.
All right, it's a pleasure. All right, man. Y'all don't hurt nobody back there, man.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Cats
look,
right
take
there,
it
man.
easy on my man here, all right?
Hey, man.
Kind of
you know what I mean?
handicapped. He was on a little yellow bus.
What? True that?
He-
He don't try to bomb with his Nah, don't turn it off. Hey, yo, I got the pics from Griff. He's on tour with Speedos. Griff used to have his Speedos on. I got the video.
Oh,
man.
Speedos.
Oh,
Yo, peace, y'all.
oh, he said your grandmother made that.